New this morning, Senator Angus King is leading dozens of his Senate colleagues in calling for stronger accountability measures for U.S. immigration and customs enforcement officers. It comes after the deadly shootings by ICE agents in Biddeford 1 week ago, as well as in Texas. In a letter to Department of Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin, the 39 senators urged DHS to fulfill its previous commitments to deploy and expand the usage of body-worn cameras, strengthen officer identification requirements, and review enforcement protocols. The letter says in part, quote, "These recent events have further compromised the credibility of DHS and fractured public trust within communities across our country. In each case, DHS quickly issued statements asserting that officers were acting in self-defense even before evidence of the facts surrounding the incidents had been gathered. Compounding this failure, none of the DHS officials involved in these fatal shootings wore body cameras that could be reviewed by investigators or members of the public," unquote. To read that full letter, you can look for the story on our website and mobile app.